Welcome to In the Know News, where we bring you the latest and most insightful news that matters. Today, we delve into a growing concern in the world of global trade and economics, particularly surrounding U.S. President Donald Trump's recent announcement on tariffs and the warnings from high-profile figures in the financial world. The stakes are high, as many fear that the newly imposed tariffs could lead to a significant economic downturn, with one billionaire backer of Trump even warning of an economic nuclear winter. Bill Ackman, the billionaire hedge fund manager behind Pershing Square Capital Management, has voiced a stark warning to President Trump. He urged the president to pause the recently announced tariffs, cautioning that without reconsideration, the U.S. could be headed toward a self-inflicted economic disaster. Ackman's concern centers around the notion that the tariffs, particularly the newly imposed 10% baseline tax on imports, could trigger a series of market shocks with far-reaching consequences. The hedge fund manager suggests that Trump should take a 3-month hiatus, allowing countries to renegotiate their trading relationships with the U.S. and avoid further market turmoil. Ackman is not alone in his assessment. On Monday, Jamie Dimon, the chairman of JP Chase, echoed the warnings. Dimon highlighted the risk that Trump's tariffs could push up prices for American consumers and create widespread uncertainty, affecting everything from business investments to consumer spending. As markets across Europe and Asia continue to react negatively to the tariff news, Dimon noted the growing possibility of inflationary pressure and recession as a result of the trade policies. Despite these concerns, President Trump has defended his decision, likening the tariffs to medicine, necessary to fix what he sees as an imbalanced global trade system that has long disadvantaged the U.S. According to Trump, these import taxes will lead to new jobs, increased investment, and a stronger economy in the long run. However, critics argue that the short-term effects could be damaging, with economists warning that rising prices for American consumers, coupled with retaliatory tariffs from other countries, could spark a broader trade war. Ackman has further argued that the tariffs imposed by Trump are too broad and do not differentiate between American allies and adversaries. In his post on X, Ackman acknowledged that the global trade system has indeed been unfair to the U.S. in certain respects, but he believes the current tariff strategy is massive and disproportionate. His position on this issue is significant, as Ackman was once a supporter of the Democratic Party, but became a notable backer of Trump's policies in 2024. His shift was seen as a crucial endorsement, not just from a financial perspective, but also from the world of business. The impact of Trump's tariffs is already being felt in global markets. As share prices in Europe and Asia continue to plummet, the fear is that the U.S. may be heading toward an economic war with multiple countries at once. China, in particular, has already retaliated with new tariffs on U.S. goods, further exacerbating the tensions in global trade. Ackman argues that Trump now has an opportunity to call a 90-day timeout, during which the U.S. can negotiate better deals with its trading partners and potentially secure trillions of dollars in new investments. As we watch the developments unfold, one thing is clear: the future of these trade policies could have lasting consequences. Jamie Dimon, in his letter to JP Chase shareholders, emphasized that the longer the tariffs remain in place, the more likely it is that the negative effects will accumulate, potentially leading to a recession. However, Trump's administration remains confident that these measures will ultimately lead to a better deal for America. In the meantime, the global economy remains on edge as stock markets reel from the news of the tariffs. The president continues to assert that European and Asian nations are eager to negotiate, but whether this optimism will translate into concrete agreements remains to be seen. As the situation evolves, the world will be watching closely to see how the U.S. responds to the economic pressures at play and whether the president's gamble will pay off. Thanks for tuning in to In the Know News. Be sure to stay informed as we continue to track these pivotal developments and bring you the stories that matter most.